But he says, what are our thoughts on AB's fight versus the Titans? For me, man, I kind of hinted to it a little bit earlier in terms of why I was wearing the Mike Tyson shirt. My thing, we don't care, like, in terms of if fighting is not in a setting like that, obviously you don't want nobody fighting. We know where it can go to and what it can lead to and things like that. But when you talk about putting guys in an ultra competitive setting like training camp, and when you put in guys from opposite teams like joint practices, Bucks, Titans, obviously we did it twice with the Bills and the Detroit Lions. This happens. The best way to break it down in like the simplest of terms, right? Deke, you familiar with the Bloods? Like, you know that gang, right? And you heard of the other gang, the Crips, right? Arch enemies, you know, one word's red, one word's blue, right? If they see each other, they want to kill each other, right? When you put two separate teams together, it's kind of like you're taking the red team being the Bloods, and you got the other team being the Crips. So you just mix them into together and you say, hey guys, have at it. You know it's going to be some fight. You know it's going to be a little bit of a riffraff and things like that. And obviously AB just did what we said as competitors. When you feel like you want to go back and forth, okay, your energy might be to push. His energy might be to push back. Then you push. Then he takes the helmet off. Next thing you know, it's a jab being land. But at the end, man, I'm just glad that my guy was on the sending end of said punch and not the receiving end of said punch. That's just me. What's your thoughts on it, though, man?
Yeah, not a big deal at all. If anything, just goes to show AB's intensity. Yeah. That he's, even though he won the Super Bowl last year, even though I guess he's third on the depth chart, he's still going to be trying to ball out this season. Like, he's not taking anything for granted. That's what I take away from it. I don't think it's a big deal at all. There were like 4 other scuffles in that training camp session. No one's talking about those. Chris Godwin's, I got a quote right here. I feel like it always is on the second day of joint practices in the heat like this. Tempers kind of get going. Guys were just competitive. Bruce Arians isn't disciplining anyone, so I don't.
Flies, man. Swatting flies.
I don't see it as a big deal at all.
The biggest reason people talked about it was because they sent AB out of practice. That was the biggest reason. Now, from my experiences, I've seen where some coaches will kick out a player. It just depends. I've seen it where they try to let both of the players stay in there. Sometimes it works out like that. Sometimes the fight just continues to spill over. So that was the other part where people were like, well, he got kicked out of practice, so it had to be serious. Not necessarily. It could have simply been y'all in the heat of the moment. He lands a clean shot. And
for us to keep practice going, we just need to get you guys out of here.
It's like he can't stay here in practice day because we know either that corner might want to fight or maybe he still feel like he needs to get more off his chest. But that's what we always talk about. You just never know how guys are going to react, how long it takes guys to cool off. And sometimes, man, it's not even the people that you would always assume is going to be like that. I mean, I've seen some cats that you're like, oh, this is a great guy right here, man. He's so nice. He can hold my baby. And you're like, oh, this guy's a lunatic. He is trying to kill somebody out here right now. Like, yeah. But like you said, man, it's practice. If you don't want the fights to happen, man, don't bring them guys from the other team over to your practice setting because that happens. That definitely happens, man.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big deal at all.
Yeah.